Hi guys, this is Jacqui Cooper with JCooperTravels, and today we are on Cooper Virtual Career Day, and I have a very special guest speaker, Cathy, and she has actually had a career that has expanded many different areas, and she's also involved with the Rotary. And Cathy, I'm going to give you the floor of the podcast right now. For those that are not aware of how a podcast works, there is a block of information above the podcast and also above the YouTube, if in case you're watching that. So that way you have the ability to reach out to either me or to Cathy or to a Rotary to answer any questions that you might have. The other thing I want to mention is that the purpose of this podcast is for elementary, middle, and high school students to learn more about options that you have as a career, so that way you know that there's many different ways that you can travel. Cathy, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to let you share because there's so many things you can talk about and to enlighten both the elementary, middle, and high school students that might be listening.
Okay, well, thanks for having me. I want to talk first about the Rotary Club to everybody. And one reason is because there is a Rotary Club, or we have something called the four-way test. And the very first principle, it's all to do with character and relationships. And the very first principle of the four-way test is it the truth? That's a big one. Does it build better friendships? Does it promote goodwill and better understanding? And these are some of the tenets of the Rotary Club. And what you probably don't know is there's a division of the Rotary Club that's called Interact. And it's for kids that are, I believe, from the 6th grade up through high school. And one of the things that it does is it teaches you a lot of great leadership skills. And there's something that you do in the summer called RILA, and it's an intense week-long for juniors in high school to go and be taught phenomenal leadership skills. And when you are in high school, you can get, as a senior going to college, you can get scholarships. Every Rotary Club around the world does these things. You can get scholarships. And I know I had a friend, I've had several friends that in college went a year abroad to study something. Maybe it was in a university, maybe it was in a private school or an apprenticeship. And the Rotary Clubs, you can apply for a grant. And if you get this grant, it pays for all your expenses for a solid year.
Wow.
And that's awesome. So that's a great learning opportunity. And to me, living is learning. If I'm not learning something new, then I'm just bored.
So the second part of what I know you wanted to share and talk about is being an entrepreneur. Many times we think that my background is law, for those that don't know, and also then I transitioned into teaching, special education teaching. But I'm also an entrepreneur as well, and I like to do more than one thing. And sometimes when we're in school, we think we have to only do one track. But why don't you talk about how you developed on the entrepreneur path? Because it is definitely a path, and there's a lot of things that you can do with it.
Yeah, a whole lot. And especially with technology like it is. And all of you students out there, you know way more about technology than I do. And you're learning all the newest trends and things that are being developed. And through technology, it's becoming easier and easier to be an entrepreneur, somebody work for yourself. And, you don't have to work at a 9-to-5 job. And I think for me, I've never worked a 9-to-5 job. I just never could do that, didn't want to do that. I'm from a family of self-employed people. And I've always just marched to a different drummer And I've been called weird so many times. I take it as a compliment because it means I'm unique. And you should always be very happy to stand out from the crowd. I don't want to be a sheep that follows everybody. So being an entrepreneur is so much easier with technology and getting easier and easier and easier by the day. There's all kinds of cutting edge things out there. And especially one of the new things that's developing is what I call a cause-based business. And I love helping people. I don't care about money, although I need to pay my bills, and I do, and I live reasonably well, but I'm not driven by money. I am driven by just doing good things in the world. And so a lot of the cause-based businesses, for instance, for an example, if you know about Tom's shoes, you may even have a pair on, then that all started out of just helping people in Argentina get a pair of shoes. For every pair of shoes they sold, they donated one to somebody in Argentina. And now it's just all over the globe, billions of dollars, and that wasn't even the intention at all. But that's what my business is all about and what I love. And our big cause is helping people get healthier through natural products that work and are reasonably priced, and that help people learn how to have their own business, and especially help women in domestic abuse situations. We donate a ton of money out, just no strings attached. We give samples to people to try it, no strings attached. And the idea of manipulating people and saying you have to do this and tricking them, that's on the, I hope on the whole is going to go away. So I don't know.
I agree with you that cause-based businesses are definitely something that you as elementary, middle, and high school students can do some research on, because there are a lot of different companies that are associated with causes that have foundations. And so that is definitely something that you can do research. And that the other thing that Cathy mentioned too, as an entrepreneur, if you have an idea, you know, you can learn how to create a business plan. You can learn how to start a company. You can learn how to become associated with a company that might help you with developing that idea. Or there might be a company that already is in existence that resonates with you, just like, you know, with what Cathy is saying about the business that she's in, or even the business that I'm in. So there are ways for you to join and become entrepreneurs with other like-minded people. So again, the philosophy is always remember about finding companies that are helping others, because in the long run, when you help someone else, you're also helping yourself. So there'll be information on the blog, so that way you can get in contact with Cathy or myself if you have any questions about the Rotary, or also about the business that she's involved with. Again, we're here to support your quest to find a career path that resonates with you. So thank you so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe. And thank you so much, Cathy, for being on.
Well, thank you, Jackie. I've really enjoyed it. It's been great.